Hello. How's everyone doing? Recovered from the auction? Yeah, that's to come, I'm sure. I have a feeling that's going to be happening for a while. A quick funny joke. When I worked as a waitress in the Virgin Islands, just kind of along the lines of our Europeans always say, oh miss, regardless of what your name tag says. And so we all got name tags that said, oh miss. So everyone knew our name. So when I came back to the United States, up to the stateside, I thought, I like that, so I'm going to make a name tag that says, oh, miss. Well, people up here didn't quite get it. Did you go to Mississippi State? But one day, after the people I waited on regularly got to know me, they did get a kick out of it, and they called me oh miss. And so I'm in Costco one day, and I hear some guy screaming, oh miss, oh miss. So kind of like arg, some things you just can't get away from. Oh gosh. Oh. Well, I'm so glad to see you all back again. Thank you so much for continuing your support of this service. And for those of you for whom this might be your first time, and because I think it never hurts in general to reset the stage, I'll do a brief review to help us get oriented for the evening. I know it's always helpful for me to kind of figure out, oh yeah, why am I here? What am I doing? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And after we do that, then we'll go to work bathing ourselves in those solfeggio vibrations around which we'll weave an affirmative new thought prayer. So the reminders for this evening, and again, I include myself in this. One is that healing is a vibrational activity. And when we pray or create and repeat affirmations, the words we choose, our intentions, and the feeling tone that we are working to create are all about setting a vibrational field which we can then embody. And as we do this, we start to match those vibrations, and over time we find that we're able to sustain them. 2 is no judgment. Raising your energy of necessity involves releasing or starting to even encounter, you might not release it right away, but you start to encounter that stuff that's vibrating lower and slower. Old anger, shame, fear, guilt, all that stuff you start to become aware of it so that you can let go of it. And mostly you become aware of it because you can now sense, you feel the difference. As you start to raise your energy, you start to feel that other stuff, and it starts to actually feel lower and heavier. Or you become aware of it as, that old pattern. Please don't judge these. They're truly not good or bad. They're just vibrations, lower and slower, higher and finer. And the more we clear ourselves from those accumulated lower, slower frequency emotions and patterns, the higher our frequencies, the higher our vibration can rise. And then our world will reflect in that lovely feedback loop kind of way. We'll start to reflect the changes that we're making. And I know you all have already experienced that with the work that you've done. 3 is that you do the healing always. Nothing outside of you heals you because there really is nothing outside of you. And I believe that even when you go to a healer, you are the one doing the healing. The healer can help by being a mirror, by showing you what is not in alignment with you or what is actually vibrating lower and slower so that you can let go of it or transform it. But you do the work. And the reason I say that is because in the work that I've done in the past, I have literally watched people pull energy right back in if they weren't ready to let it go, which is why I say they do the healing. You do the healing. We do the healing. Which leads us to 4. A safe container facilitates the work. And sometimes, like we just said, letting go of old junk, old patterns, old behaviors are difficult. They're very familiar. We can feel like we're cutting off an arm or a leg when we let go of something that's been a part of us for a long time. So be patient. Be gentle with yourselves. Don't judge what comes up. If you took the head off your brother or sister's Barbie when they were little and you still have remorse about it, don't judge yourself. Remind yourself that it's just an old pattern. You might even thank it. It was likely useful at some point. Make yourself as safe as you can by not judging that stuff as it comes up. And remember Myrtle. When she discovered that she'd been hiding some less than useful patterns or less than helpful patterns in what she thought were her virtues, she didn't beat herself up. When you read her writing, the tone of her writing to me indicates the feeling of having discovered a gold mine. She was like, woohoo, that's where that little bugger's been hiding. So be willing to move just a little or release just a little. Don't feel like you have to let it all go at once. Our society, our Western culture bombards us with instant gratification. We've got hot yoga, instant nirvana, get to enlighten. What is that one from Seinfeld? Enlightenment now? It can take some time. So, and then finally 5, keep going. Freedom is worth it. And I urge you to take this work into the rest of your week. I'm told now there's solfeggio vibrations on YouTube. You've been telling me that there's some on Amazon. I'm sure you can find them many other places. Play them during your meditation time as you fall asleep. And weave your own prayer or intention or affirmations around them as you're listening. When our energy moves more freely, we are at choice. We are literally more free. When our energy is stuck, we're bound by the reaction that comes from our energy not being in movement. And I know you're all familiar with that habitual knee-jerk response. That really literally is stuck energy. And many people have said to me as their energy starts to move and shift that something that they've looked at, a situation in their life that they've looked at one way for a long, long time, suddenly they go, it looks different. And I can see it differently. I can see a solution or a different way of being with it that I couldn't see before. So that thing that they thought was so fixed wasn't really so fixed. So tonight, we're going to be using what is called the 396 hertz solfeggio frequency. This frequency is said to facilitate the release of guilt and fear. Woo! We're going to have fun tonight. These frequencies tend to lower, or this frequency tends to lower our emotional defense mechanism and helps to unblock subconscious beliefs around guilt and fear and transform them into joy and forgiveness. Many find this tone to be grounding and cleansing, and it's associated with the root chakra, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with chakras. If you're not, it's an energy center that's located at the base of our spine. It's also said to give power to our goals because it does help to transform fear and guilt that are common blocks to raising our energy. And in, again, the private work that I do, fear is probably the number one thing that I see that is blocking energy from moving, and just old fear patterns. So, and again, our friend Google will reveal much more if you're interested in exploring more in detail. So, tonight, I again ask you to be willing to release any of these old patterns and beliefs that we cherish so dearly and that we think still serve us. And before we begin, I'd like you to focus on what it is that you're wanting to manifest. And then imagine what that vibrational match would feel like. Use your power of imagination. So, for example, if you want a loving relationship, use your power of imagination to feel what that would feel like. Feel into the vibrational quality of that and embody that vibration of love. If you're wanting physical healing, use your power of imagination to feel what that feels like. Feel into the vibrational quality of that. Embody, for example, joy, wholeness, vibrant life. If you're wanting the career of your dreams, use your power of imagination to feel what that feels like. Feel into the vibrational quality of that. Embody, for example, soul satisfaction, purpose, that feeling of alignment, or whatever any of that feels like to you. So are you ready? Okay. Okay, so place both feet on the floor. Allow your body to relax. Allow your eyes to gently close. Allow your body to feel heavy. Imagine that you're in that place in nature where your body goes, where it feels safe and grounded. If that's by the water, you can imagine yourself sitting in the warm sand or in a rock that's so comfortable. Water lapping up at your feet. Your body, that perfect warmth, not too hot, not too cold. And feel how the rock goes deep, deep into the earth, and that your body just grounds right with that rock. Or if your place is the mountains or the forest, imagine sitting on a tree stump whose roots go deep, deep into the earth. And again, that tree trunk is the most comfortable tree trunk you've ever sat on. And the air around you is that perfect warmth, not too hot, not too cold. And you feel safe and grounded. And as your body relaxes, let's enter that world within, that world where no lines are drawn, no boundaries exist, where all is one. Breathe deeply into that space around your heart and acknowledge that one life that is the only thing happening, period. And I'm going to begin again with the affirmative prayer that Dr. Richard wrote. Let your first prayer in all things be for a consciousness which can support all the good you desire to experience. Let your first prayer in all things be for a consciousness which can support all the good you desire to experience. This is the prayer which will catapult you into a life of steadfast, serendipitous wonder. And the only thing you'll have to relinquish to experience this is the illusion that you know what's best for your life. The flower doesn't know how to grow its bloom. The human doesn't know how to beat its heart. The planet doesn't know how to navigate its path. And yet, there is a wisdom within each of these things which does know how to grow the flower's bloom, which does know how to beat the human's heart, which does know how to navigate the planet's path, each with startling precision. And you are a unique expression of this wisdom, this one life, which forever explores the limitlessness of its world through the limitlessness of its creation. You are a once-in-a-lifetime individualization of the only life that exists. There has never been another you. There will never be another you. And you are immersed in limitless possibility regarding every area of your life. And this being true, let our first prayer in all things be for a consciousness which can support all the good we desire to experience. There is one infinite mystery that we call life, that we call God, that we call mind. It is infinite, everywhere present, every when present. No place that we can go where it is not. And so we know that it is right here, right now, as us, that we cannot be separate from it. So the infinite potentialities that it is are vibrating right where we are right now. And if you notice anything in your energetic body or the slowed down portion of that we call our physical body, if you notice anything that is ready to be let go of, ready to be transformed, that is perhaps a little tight, a little stuck, a little anxious, a little fearful. Just breathe into it. Breathe into it with the power of imagination, knowing that as you do so, you are breathing a higher vibration right into that spot. letting it slowly dissolve. Slowly dissolve whatever is keeping it bound, shaking it loose, letting it start to move, teasing it apart like a ball of yarn, letting the strands flow free. And as you do this, your whole system begins to vibrate just a little bit higher. And you are a little more at choice, a little more free. Breathe into that expanded place. Get comfortable there. As you breathe into those tight spaces, those non-moving spaces, those fears, that old grief, an old pattern, let them fall without effort, deep into the earth. And let a higher vibration take its place. And lean in again to the capital T truth of the limitlessness of you. That all of the potentialities of this one life are right where you are right now. Just notice if you've pulled your energy body in close around you. And if you have, just take a breath, and as you exhale, allow it to settle out. Take up a little more space. Allow your energy to move freely. There is one life. One life, one power, one presence. And we are not separate from it. We are emanations of it. And all that is true of it is true of us. Because there is no separation. We are the life that it is. We are the light that it is. We are the unconditional love that it is. We are the power that it is. The wisdom that it is. All that is true of it is true of us, because it is us. Allow that knowing to sink a little deeper in. Allow that knowing to be the rock on which you stand. And as you lean into that knowing, let that knowing raise your energy just a little higher. Once again, if you're noticing any fear or anxiety, old anger or guilt, irritation, anything that feels disharmonious from where you're working to be, just breathe into it. Become like glass. Let it just pass through. Let it fall away. No pushing against, no judging. Allow the higher vibration to take hold. Allow the lower, slower to either fall away or be transformed There's one life, one power, one presence in all the universe and beyond. It is before and after and with beyond that, infinite in every way possible. That is where we come from. That is what we are made of. And as we let that truth sink just a little deeper into who we are, into who we know ourselves to be, we allow that knowing to expand ourselves so that we step a little more fully in to the fullness of who we are. We allow ourselves to embody a higher vibration so that we might live lives of choice, of freedom, as full expressions of love and peace and power and light and wisdom. And so surrendering to the truth of this, we allow gratitude to rise. We allow our soul stuff to rise and express a little more fully in this world. And so it is. Well, as always, please make sure you are thoroughly grounded before you head to your car. Pat your body. Did you guys feel the energy shift that happened at about 15 minutes in? Did anyone feel that? You guys do good work. Anyway, any questions, any comments? But there are prayer chaplains here. If anyone needs a little bit of grounding or a little bit of completion before you head out. Connie, was that enough louder? Good? Okay. That was unplanned. That was you. Was the volume all right for people today? Okay, we asked. The request was made for a little bit of increase in volume, and Maple obliged us without even being asked. So we'll play with it. Okay. Thank you all so much for coming. We have one more, and next time we are considering. If these are something that people are wanting, we are considering bringing them into the new year. And so I'm going to have a questionnaire I'm not going to guarantee that everyone will get their choice, but we're trying to figure out how to do that, how often to do it. And so I'm going to ask for some feedback from you guys so that, so that they're as well attended as possible. We don't want to burn people out by giving you one more thing every week, but what would serve, so you can support me in that way, helping to make those decisions for next year. So anyway, thank you. And I will just say, the energy at was it 7:30? Complete shift. It was amazing. So anyway, it was very awesome. So you guys really are doing good work.